Okay, I'm doing a video now on what I consider, a lot of people are going on dating sites and everything else. My theory is, I date that one girlfriend, but that's beside the point. Dating, to me, just like in a good job, is a privilege. No matter what political system you get into, getting a great job or position of authority or power or knowledge or access to those things in the future is a privilege, which has to be earned. You can do all the politicking you want, all the rear end kissing you want. You can even do networking, which is the more educated and better way of doing those two things I just said. But a man and woman has to have certain abilities. Some things men have to have a little more, some things women have to have a little more. Okay. But it begins with you. You have to have your own mission, your own purpose before you could go out and really date somebody, especially somebody that you want. And it just can't be just based on money. Yes, money is important. Even for me, one guy says that money is not important to men. It is important to me. I want to make sure my partner has a salary that they can pay for their cell phone, they can pay for their basic essentials. They're not coming to me with every day needing money for rent or cell phone or something. Now, I could help you, just like I hope you help me if you get down and out and I know you a long time and we're intimate. But in the beginning, you gotta show me at least an image, even if it's a lie, that you're able to take care of your own business. Now, eventually everything comes out, and then I have to make my own decision based on where we both stand. Okay, and this is even with a business relationship. One of the things that bother me really most is when people say they're going to be somewhere or they're going to do something and they don't follow through. Things happen, emergencies happen. I understand that, but you can't get to me because you might have a family. We're talking about business. Or if you have a date. One time I blew up at a girl and she actually had a minor heart attack and I felt really bad. I learned from that. So, before you start raving and ramping. But punctuality, doing little things is very important. Having your own money to pay for your own things is very important. It shows me, especially 62, a woman, a business partner in their 40s, 50s, should have it together with that aspect. Yeah, other things, that's outside. But let's get back to the attributes. Number one is, person's got to have a trade, a skilled trade. Everybody should have some kind of skilled trade, whether it be working on computers, skills, like I said, in the human resource, things you do with your hands. They should have a skilled trade. They should have certain licenses, especially if they're young. Get a security license. You may never use it. Get a fire safety. You may never use it. Get a notarizing license. If you, and it might help you, especially if you want to get a management later and stuff. Get in real estate. And facilities management is a very big thing, and it's actually part of human resources, okay? Because facilities could cost a lot of money. If your facility is cold or too hot, then your people, your main answer, will want to work the way it should or will refuse to work. That's human resources, indirectly. Okay. After you have that, have a degree. Have something feasible. Don't go to arts degree in art unless you're a very good artist and everything, or you want to be an art teacher and you know you're going to get good grades because you're competing against a lot of people. All other people want that, especially if you don't want to settle for a certain salary lower than The other thing is, you should have musical ability. Music is another thing that you see guys that play guitar really good. They might start, but they could get enough money for their meal playing on the corner or whatever. Even a woman could do it. Okay? And it enhances your brains. It enhances your hearing more better, your ability to communicate, through music. Because the music has stories and stuff. They talk about stories in it. And it also makes you more socially acceptable if you could talk about different forms of music. You could play a musical instrument. Some people would even discover they got a natural talent for it and never knew they had talent and could become megastars or stars. But with music business, after you make 20 million, you gotta be very careful, even 10 million. I would say also, especially for men, the ability to fight, to protect yourself. Now, before that, in order to be a good fighter, not only you have to have technique, you have to have physical fitness. That means your strength, your cardio, and your flexibility have to be there. Okay? And the same thing for women if they want to know how to defend themselves. But that's another video. Okay? Again, also, that you gotta have, above all, communication skills as far as persuasion, negotiation, and I'm not talking about manipulation. If you're trying to manipulate somebody for sex or money or for a job, you're doing the wrong thing. It's going to blow up in your face sooner or later. You might get it initially, but you're going to end up paying for it later, especially if everything else is based on lies. You know, I'm not the most ethical person in the world or most religious. I'm not going to claim to be it. Okay? But, you know, I'll tell you one thing. Learning from my own life, karma does backfire you 3 times harder. Also, you want to be able to you have those abilities, you want to have some license, some certificates, you want to be able to dress well, you don't want to overdress, and you got to realize that if you're a man or woman, you want a high value man or woman, you got to be at least almost up to the equal. And if you're a woman, you can't be arguing all the time. And if you're a man, you can't be arguing all the time. But especially for a woman, if you want to assume that role, get that high-value man, he's going to demand a lot. He's working 15-hour days, 12-hour days. He's in charge of a lot of things. His mind ain't on bettering you all the time, and vice versa. That hot model is going out there on photo shoot, trying to make that big movie career or something. Guy, she's not going to be there for you all the time. And eventually, if your money's apart and you can't go to the same social functions, for me especially, I mean, I know my girlfriend for a long time, I could back up a lot, but eventually she has to do something. Because if I'm going to certain functions and I plate of $300, I want it to come up with a $50 tip. You know, you gotta raise up to that level. And also, the numbers are against you to get that high-value man and woman, especially when you're down here. Now, one of the guys said that men don't let it go for a big woman. I go for big woman. And I don't care if a woman has 1 or 2 kids. If they're managed, it goes back to step 1. Are they managing their affairs? And for all you younger guys out there, snowflakes, who believe by socialism, communism, you're going to get everything for free, nothing's for free. If you're going to get something for free, you have to give up something. In this case, you're going to give up your freedom and your freedom of choice. Long live America. Long live America. We have freedom. You want to burn the flag? That's an insult to me. But you want to take away the government that we have? Yes, it's corrupt. Yes, it needs fixing. Yes, there's corruption. But that's man's nature. You got to do for you. You got to go to school and get the certificates. You have to bring yourself up. You want that big job? You want that pretty model looking woman with a good degree and able to give you good children and able to help buy your houses? You want that man that was going to buy that stuff for you? Buy my language. You're going to have to step to the plate. And if you're going just hounding and going after instead of building up, look at the time, energy, and money you're spending on chasing a high-value man or woman. You could be developing yourself. What's more important, that person or you? Can I put it more simply? More than 50% of the marriages fail. Relationships break up left and right. So you're going to put faith in what society, find this and find that, you'll be happy. No, you won't. First of all, that person might have hundreds of millions, but it's theirs. You think they got there by being stupid? They're not going to give you as much as you think you're going to get. Okay? And you're going to have to be under their ring constantly. So, again, you want free things? Give up your freedoms. Now, I said enough. Have a good day. Bye.